Picture this. You've been hitting the gym for 2 straight years. Your business is pulling 6 figures. Your car turns heads, your wardrobe's clean, and on paper, you're everything women are supposed to want. But when it's time to actually interact with them, something feels off. They're polite, maybe even impressed, but they're not passionate. They'll say yes to a date, but never chase. You're the one texting first. You're the one making plans. You're the one putting in all the effort, while they stay distant, emotionally unavailable. And then there's your buddy. Lives in a shoebox apartment. Drives a 2008 Beater. No blue check, no six-pack, no impressive resume. But women, they light up around him. They text him non-stop. They chase him. They obsess over him. And you start to wonder, what the hell does he have that I don't? Because it sure as hell isn't money, or muscles, or game. It's something else, something beneath the surface. And if you don't figure it out soon, you're going to keep playing a game that's rigged against you. What you're about to learn will flip your understanding of attraction upside down. So pay close attention. If you've ever been the guy who checks all the boxes but still gets ghosted, drop a comment. That's me. Because in the next section, you'll hear the one sentence that dating coaches never want you to understand. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about female attraction not only doesn't work, but is actually repelling the very women you want? That the traits you've worked years to build, your body, your money, your lifestyle, aren't turning women on. They're turning them off. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You've been conditioned to believe that female desire is logical, like a checklist. Get fit, get rich, be funny, be high status, and she'll automatically want you. But real attraction? It's not a transaction. It's not a spreadsheet. And it damn sure isn't triggered by your LinkedIn profile. In fact, the more you try to prove your worth through achievements, the more invisible you become. Women aren't attracted to your resume. They're attracted to something else entirely. Something 99% of men never develop. Because they're too busy chasing everything they were told matters. This is the belief that keeps high-performing men stuck. It's the hidden reason why you can dominate in business, yet still get overlooked, friend-zoned, or left on red. And until you flip this belief on its head, you will keep bleeding energy into relationships that never give back. Because women don't chase credentials. They chase energy. And your energy doesn't lie. If this hits hard, like the truth you've always suspected, smash that like button. Coming up next, the hidden mechanism behind female obsession and why it has nothing to do with your net worth. Let me introduce you to the real reason some men make women addicted, while others get tolerated, ghosted, or discarded. It's called Sexual Market Value Discrepancy. And once you understand this, attraction stops being a mystery. Here's how it works. Women become emotionally hooked when they perceive a man's value as higher than their own. Not objectively higher, not richer, not better looking, perceived as higher. And what shapes perception? Not your car, not your abs, not your clever opening line. Your internal state does. Confidence, certainty, emotional groundedness. A man who radiates "I'm good with or without you" triggers obsession because she senses he's rare. Meanwhile, a man who needs to impress, he might check every box, but subconsciously he's saying, "Please see me as valuable." And women feel that desperation like a scent. It kills polarity on the spot. Think of it like a scale. If she feels you're above her in value, she chases. If she feels you're beneath her, she disengages. It's primal, it's fast, and it's running underneath every interaction you have with women, even when you don't realize it. This is the hidden engine behind obsession, and most men never even know it exists. If this finally explains why objectively better men still lose, share this video with a brother who needs to wake up. Next, I'll show you the massive lie this system is built to keep you believing, and why it keeps men stuck in silent frustration. They've sold you a blueprint, a tidy little map. Get in shape, make money, learn game, show value. Then, boom, women will love you. That blueprint? It's a scam. And here's why. It treats attraction like a reward system. If I do X, I'll get Y. But women don't fall in love with your checklist. They don't crave your grind. They don't dream about your productivity. They fall in love with something they can't explain. Your energy, your presence, your frame. And the moment you start trying to prove your value, you already lost it. Because true value doesn't scream. It doesn't beg to be seen. It simply exists and lets her figure it out. Here's what they never told you. The guy trying hardest to impress her is the guy she places below her. Why? Because by needing her validation, he's already confessed, "I don't believe I'm enough." Meanwhile, the man who isn't trying, who shows up grounded, clear, and outcome independent, he doesn't chase her desire. He creates it. This flips everything you've been taught. Attraction isn't about compatibility, chemistry, or qualifications. It's about frame control and self-perception. And if yours is weak, nothing else matters. If you've ever done everything right and still got ignored, drop it in the comments. You're not alone. Next, I'll drop you into a real-life test, where women choose between two men in seconds, and their choice will shock you. Let's run a live experiment. You're at a bar, crowded, loud, buzzing. In one corner, a guy with everything. Tailored suit, Rolex flashing, perfect teeth, smells like money. This man is polished, and he knows it. In another corner, a guy in a plain t-shirt, old sneakers, drives a 15-year-old car, and probably Ubered here. No flash, no performance, just grounded. Now, someone cracks a joke, and both men respond. The rich guy forces a laugh, throws in a "me too" line, trying to fit in. The other guy delivers one simple, perfectly timed comment. Dry, witty, confident. No try-hard energy, just presence. And in that moment, every woman in that circle feels it. Not because he was louder, not because he flexed, but because his energy said, "I belong here. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm centered." That moment, it's when perception shifts. That is the point where attraction ignites, before anyone even talks directly. Watch how women lean in, who they glance at, who they chase once the drinks start flowing. This is the real test. Not your bank account, not your six-pack, but your internal presence under pressure. Next time you're out, observe the room. Who's getting attention, and why some why? Drop your take in the comments. Coming up, how to operate like that guy. Not by faking it, but by learning the playbook that naturally triggers desire. So how do you become that guy? the one women chase without trying. You don't fake swagger, you train your frame, and you shift your entire communication from performance to presence. Let me show you what this looks like. She says, "Nice car." Most guys, they puff their chest. "Yeah, it's a 2023, fully custom. Got it last month." Validation-seeking mode, activated. But the man who owns his value? He shrugs and says, "Yeah, gets me where I need to go." Subtext, "I'm not here to impress you. I'm here because I enjoy the moment." That difference is subtle, but it's a weapon. Here's the real playbook. Don't try to win her. Let her qualify herself to you. Don't explain your value. Let your presence imply it. Don't compete for attention. Command it through stillness and groundedness. Never chase, invite with calm certainty. The most attractive men have no need to perform because their energy already speaks. Women feel this instantly. It triggers a silent message in her brain. This man has options, and he's not afraid to lose me. That's what makes her chase. If you've ever downplayed yourself to impress a woman, comment, "No more." Next, why this playbook threatens everything society teaches you, and what it'll cost you if you ignore it. Here's the brutal truth. You're not just fighting for attraction, you're fighting against programming, the invisible script you've been running since boyhood. Society trained you to believe that your worth comes from output. Work harder, achieve more, stack success. And then, women will respect you. But what they didn't tell you is this: needing her respect kills attraction. Trying to earn her desire makes you invisible. And every time you show up seeking approval, you're broadcasting the one thing she can't accept in a man: "I don't think I'm enough without you." That's the real opponent, not women, not dating apps, not bad luck. It's the neediness that lives inside you, the part of you that still thinks love must be purchased with performance. And here's the cost: years wasted chasing women who never see you. Lonely nights wondering why doing everything right still gets you left. Bitterness creeping in until you either numb out or blow up. If you don't kill the script, it kills your confidence. And eventually, it kills your edge as a man. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still losing, drop A in the comments. You're not alone. Up next, I'll give you the step-by-step protocol to break this pattern, so you finally stop leaking power. If you want to break free from the neediness trap, from chasing, proving, performing, you need a protocol, not another tactic. A code for how you live, move, and interact. Here it is. Step 1. Audit your motivations. Ask yourself, am I doing this for me or for validation? Be brutal. If you're hitting the gym, building wealth, or posting on social just to impress women, you're already off track. Step 2. Develop internal validation. This means you stop outsourcing your worth. No more living for compliments, likes, or attention. You validate yourself through discipline, integrity, and grounded action. Step 3. Train your presence. When you talk to people, be there. No future fantasies, no approval chasing, just eye contact, breath, and calm. It's rare, and women feel it like gravity. Step 4. Embrace authentic non-reactivity. When she tests you, flirts with another guy, or pulls back, you don't flinch, you don't chase. You lead with stillness, clarity, and self-control. Step 5. Cultivate internal peace. This is the foundation. You do the deep work. Heal the wound that says, "I'm not enough." When that's gone, you become magnetic because you're not playing their game anymore. This is the masculine path. It's not easy, but it's the only one worth walking. Save this protocol, print it, live by it. And if you're committed, comment code LOCKED IN. Now, before you run with this, there's one final checkpoint, and it separates the manipulators from the grounded men. Let's get one thing clear. This isn't about tricks. It's not about gaming women. It's not about becoming a better liar. This is about becoming a better man. Because when you start learning what actually works, the temptation to misuse it is real, to manipulate, to control, to get what you want. But that path, it rots you from the inside. You might win the moment, but you lose yourself. Here's the soul check. Are you using this knowledge to inflate your ego or to build your integrity? Because the men who women become addicted to, they're not heartless players. They're grounded leaders. They're still, calm, clear, and they respect women because they no longer need them. They don't seek control. They set boundaries. They don't chase approval. They radiate certainty. That's what makes them attractive. Not performance, not pressure, but presence rooted in principle. So as you walk this path, check yourself. Always. Because power without principles, that's not masculinity. That's manipulation. And we don't play that game here. If you're in this to lead with strength, not games, drop grounded in the comments. Let the world know where you stand. Coming up next, I'll give you the binary choice every man has to face. Stay stuck in fake power or claim the path of real transformation. You've heard the truth. You've seen the trap. Now comes the moment that separates men who keep drifting from the ones who wake up. You have two paths. 1. Keep chasing. Keep trying to impress. Keep wondering why it never clicks, why you keep getting polite smiles instead of passion. Keep grinding, stacking wins, and still lying awake at night, wondering why you feel invisible. Or 2, you stop. You unplug from the script. You build from the inside out. You become the kind of man who doesn't need to prove a damn thing, because his presence says everything. The choice is yours. But just know this. Women can sense which path you're on. From the moment you speak, they feel it. Not from what you say, but from the energy behind it. You can't fake internal peace. You can't manufacture real confidence. You either own it or you don't. So what'll it be? Because this journey doesn't end here. What's next will show you how to turn that presence into polarity, into raw, magnetic attraction that doesn't need words to speak. But if you're not grounded in this first, you'll burn the connection before it even starts. If you're ready to own the next step, subscribe right now. And drop "I'm in" if you're done living the lie. Next video, how masculine presence creates feminine surrender without saying a single word. This video wasn't made for every man. It was made for a specific type of man. Maybe that man is you. You're the guy who followed the rules. You didn't take shortcuts. You built your life. You invested in your health, your mindset, your goals. You've checked every damn box, and still, women don't light up when you walk into a room. They don't chase. They don't choose you the way you thought they would. You're the invisible, high-value man. The guy who wins on paper, but still feels unseen. Who looks around at guys with less money, less ambition, less depth, and watch as women chase them. That frustration you feel, that ache in your chest when you try to explain it but can't, that's your wound. It's not about being rejected. It's worse. It's being ignored, overlooked, unfelt, and no one talks about it. Because from the outside, your life looks great. But inside, there's a quiet war between the man you've become and the one you know you're capable of being. That's who this channel is for. Not for men who want to play the game, but for men ready to break it. If this is you, drop "finally seen" in the comments. Let's build a tribe of men who refuse to stay invisible. Next, we map the emotional journey you've been walking, from confusion to power, and how to guide others through it. Let's zoom out, because whether you realize it or not, you've been on a journey, and it follows the same emotional path most powerful men walk, right before everything changes. It starts with confusion. You've done the work, built the body, earned the money, played the game by the rules. But something's missing. She's polite, not passionate, present, but not emotionally invested. You're chasing, yet not being chosen. Then comes the tension. You watch other men with less to offer get more desire. You see her texting them first, while leaving you on red, and something deep inside starts whispering, "This isn't right." Next is the shock. The moment you hear the truth, everything you believed was backwards. You weren't unattractive. You were just broadcasting need, performing, proving, bleeding power without knowing it. That shock gives way to realization. You don't need to change your resume. You need to change your energy, your internal state, your frame, your presence. And from that comes empowerment. You stop seeking. You start choosing. You stop performing. You start leading. You become the man that feels like gravity. If this journey mirrors your own, hit that like button and tag a brother who's waking up too. Up next, how this emotional transformation is triggered through delivery. Voice, pacing, and energy that makes women feel it instantly. Words are only half the message. It's not what you say that makes impact. It's how you say it. That's why the men who own the room rarely speak first. Because their energy, their presence, says everything. So let's break this down. Delivery matters. When you speak, slow it down. Let your words land. Hold eye contact, even if it's uncomfortable. Let silence be your punctuation. When you talk to a woman and you're calm, grounded, measured, she doesn't just hear you. She feels you. And she's not reacting to the words. She's reacting to the vibe, the masculine containment, the stillness, the charge beneath the surface. This video, what you're watching right now, was built the same way. Every pause, intentional. Every cut, designed to spike your retention. Zooms, overlays, silence. They're not decoration. They're weaponized delivery. Because attraction doesn't start with logic. It starts with feeling. And that feeling is triggered through how a message is delivered. Your tone, your posture, your breath, and your ability to stay unfazed. You don't need better lines. You need better presence. If you felt the difference in tone, and pacing, and tension, comment, "I feel it." Next, where this video fits into your bigger transformation. and how to use it as the first domino in your personal evolution. This video, it's not just content, it's the first domino, the first crack in the belief system that's kept you stuck, invisible, frustrated, overlooked, despite having everything you were told you needed. In funnel strategy, this is what we call a viral entry video. It speaks to pain, it breaks illusion, and it wakes up men who were silently suffering, thinking they were alone. You might have found this video on your feed by accident, but it's not an accident. It's a signal. You were ready to hear the truth, and now you can't unhear it. But this isn't the end. It's the threshold. From here, we go deeper, into mid-funnel content that sharpens your frame, shows you how to lead, escalate, dominate, with integrity. No tricks, no tactics, just presence, polarity, and masculine clarity. Eventually, you'll hit the deep funnel, where we build the full system, inner game, outer game, and elite-level dating psychology. But that's only for men who've done the inner shift, men who've earned the upgrade. This video, it was the key. Now, the door is open. If you're ready to go deeper, binge the next videos in the Frame and Polarity playlist. We built it in the exact order you need. Next, who's speaking to you? And why this voice might be the one you didn't know you needed to hear. Let's talk about the voice behind this message. Not just mine, yours. The voice inside you that's been whispering, there has to be more than this. See, I'm not your hype man. I'm not here to tell you you're perfect. I'm not here to coddle you, sell you a dream, or sugarcoat truth. I'm here as something else. The prophet mentor, the voice that disrupts the script, the man who says what no one else will say, because you're ready to hear it. I don't speak from theory. I speak from scars, from the battles I've fought, alone, from the women I chased who never truly saw me, from the years I played the high-value game and still felt empty. I've been where you are, and I burned the old identity down to become something new. So no, I won't tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you what you need to hear. And that's why this voice cuts deep. Because deep down, you already know it's true. You're not here by accident. You're here because a part of you is done playing small, done performing, done bleeding power. You're ready to lead. If this voice speaks to something inside you, subscribe. Because the next video will hit even harder. You can stay asleep in your performance, or you can wake up in your presence, your move.